because according to their party's constitution, no, the number of years I will be back party the more winya and sana wetimi are contested to become a candidate of the party, no. I mean, almost to say, Bameno, and the rightful processes. Name Momuno, when in Crofukuma be a year canana, ma wamotimi a generate a year party card at the mana. What they ebabe jina so ebabe ye there would me at the contest you know and among komono akwakoye bebre ho now to the best of my knowledge, you know, I know say I see don't get movie akọ regime say womo be try to resolve that particular impasse between the parliamentary candidate, the sitting member of parliament Peter Kwachiaka himself, and then party members are womo ewo Memphis Central. But yet, say ye kasa no pay no. In fact, as assembly na no akwakopie mu court, akwakofa ensem bebre na no aba. But mame kwa homani so na mene the deputy director of elections for the NDC, Endi Enkomo, Madi Jibril, join live. Madi, good morning. And pom to saying, hello, Madi.
Speaker,
yeah. Speaker. And pom to saying, good morning.
Adumu, Sir Speaker.
Very well. Yeah, that's a side of pay what year. So now, first of registration no abane way transfer and air courses here. So far so good. Is ya mamu kwan biem say more monitor processes no sign na esiko.
The speaker, the mamen fa kunya wenchano utifa no pay. Make say process no dey cost so financiality. Although amount for be bomb what say abuse system no. The says transfer free ho amount now one just time now so transfer grapple. Some people are pushing them to go and transfer a coin biaso. And a challenging. Nankana idea transfer with them, like I say, is usual. Especially with our system of Maya Yemua, Kakra na ubi renti fee there will be after 2 years, Nadia Nuba and I say Ekituamau. You are moving to another area view to stay there for the next 1 year, 2 years. Transfer could be normal things. Talented, but in the situation I'm for because of only vote no for Abba transfer in another constituency just to vote for him, no, and any problems ever around the country so far.
I say, and Tisa complaints, you know, easier because even though such challenges may be there, but as political parties, you do not have the right and the mandate say mobile prevent you from transferring the vote. Embomono, the way say you will rather wait a due time for exhibition. You can challenge. Obia Mosusu say, I mean, one tina community name for that long period or transfer the vote at the abaho. Na afemo justification modiama se easy eyi nipa ni din efri mu a. I mean, that is the appropriate forum. Amobetimi a channel more consensus ni nyina. Are you going by such provisions?
Mr. Speaker, you see, on him say a registration na obi petroni di whether foreign na say minor and obi a challenge. But when a press conference catch the Ghana post yambona yampamo for foreign free center number 1. Electoral Commission ankasa when him say mrase ewo but a press conference ka say Ghana for yamwa police for yamwa na obi minor ba ho a wo hwe say we minor pamono anya sa
it's your body.
So what is the double standard of these issues? Say me who say we were free ha ya the bus na bra electoral commission say member in for number registration mo na the bus as you be bus if you say asantire bus in campo and I bus on kuranza say o ko register now you say me manimbre mo.
But we are very much aware, sir. We are very much aware, sir. When it comes to registration, are different from the transfer of votes? And yet the same because registration, registration, no, Emrama who can say instantly, ubetimi a challenging upon age by filling the form. There is a committee ya set in place, Nipan Mobile refer no to go and defend him or herself about the age acquisition. And no is enshrined in law. The processes are there. But when it comes to the vote transfer, It is not established as a Moma party agent crano observe it. It's at the mercy of the Electoral Commission. And we decide they say Obama Moko Aqua make such an observance. And I mean, it is not established in law. The more person mo instantly, no, and them Rabiamo.
Okay, in the first place, any agent a challenge will be. Name Rami say challenge will be. What me challenge will be? The speaker. In any process of election, what me challenge will be. And I'm running a agent to go with my challenge. I'm running financial agent to go with my challenge.
2.9.
It is a why the challenge.
Obia Ghana need to be challenge will be. It is a way of mine who community mo. Na more community more moon say MPB na age man never to about mobi. Na who say the bar in other area back room say register one. You can stop them. You can stop them. Any agent as them and your minors them. Some of them are foreigners in that constituency. In any case, the speaker, what is so challenge Obi or registration? I was such challenge, and I challenge that. Young for cat and for common panel that and so what you say what challenge. Okay, say the audio will be free. Bantama at the ambassador. A friend say Nkoranza so on register. Me challenge you register mo at my Nkoranza in exhibition made the home. I want you to made the home.
Kessben 92.9.
In the man because people know omuni advantage to me you that is why I can say, oh, where they call a doing exhibition, baby. Only me say, who challenge here? You seem to me you bidding. This own second, who challenge you, no say, oh, my challenge you, declare that my challenge you. Not only in Bessia, and among them. Nanipane free, a bantama, and then a friend say, time, so go to reading. While transfer, aquabacks is bantama. Made in the wound, so me challenge you on the exhibition here.
Kessben 92.9.
I system mama for a mocha, almost a time on Kofa in election.
I see, but you also know, say, I'm running so mal who can say, oh, best stop you, be say, oh, money transfer, and so you're aware, right?
Then I make a say, prevention is part of the game. You see, why registration or say, will be Banam for the prevention. One can challenge him, and I want cancer, and I want to press conference. Issue.
Very well. Your friend knows you on that Yemra. Professor Smart Sapon, in charge of research at Kumasi Technical Institute. Na Endra won't cry ha one a yensem trofo ishiaye and one more edi and komo now or the baseline survey about political parties and more performances so far 6 months to elections. Now, he said Dr. Bawumia is leading with about 38%, whilst again more candidates, the former president, is just behind with about 36%. Now, he goes further to say, sir, in terms of political parties' popularity, the NDC as a vehicle at John Mahama Jinaso Airco election way, is far more popular than John Mahama himself as a person. Now, he goes further to explain that on the side of the New Patriotic Party, there said Dr. Bawumia, the vice president, as an individual, is much more popular than the New Patriotic Party as a party in government. And for that matter, a lot of Ghanaians are siding with the fact that Dr. Bawumia has become their most preferred candidate. As at Endra, no, what this uncle too, and what it means is that Yekoto Aba Endra, definitely a lot of Ghanaians were going to choose Dr. Bawumia as a presidential candidate ahead of John Dramani Mahama, who equally is your candidate. Mamintio on this survey, Abano, 276 constituencies, Wayemu 275. How do you respond to this as a party?
The speaker, so be dear, Nanka will be any issues also. But it's so credibility, track records, a very, very key LBB or VIA. This specific as we interviewer because of your track record a month with you ye pa into cars some equity. Sapons, smarts, Professor Dr. No way I research me. The track record.
He's now an associate professor.
Oh, Mr. Professor. The track record I say north. Well, I say north so be the same thing. Emma MPP 54%. Eka say the candidate of the MPP is liked in Asin North. Although the popular person in Asin North, our MP.
That's crazy.
Consequences. This is his report. On Ankasa. At the end of the day, results in here. Again, MPP Ankasa Ebeye on primaries. On why you Ebeye the same survey at the Baye. Eka say MPP for Ebaomia papa. Enti, how more MPP more called delegates? 73% Ebeto Obama Baomia. Because why all the constituencies, there can chama and other candidates. At the end of the day, what was the result in MPP?
But primaries was in two phases until the Hena Okano.
Missing for the last 73 one, the Omka said, the second one, Americano.
Okay.
The second one, the main one, Ankasa. In fact, it took Baumia 400 Ghana cedis each to get him that vote. It took Baumia time now dialysis, you pay 4 million Ghana cedis to go and pay for dialysis. Abainse Wenibino, Baumia was able to pick 400 cedis times almost the number of people who are voting for him before he got the number now, struggled to get it. That's very, very weird. An MPP giving hope to them, paid an analysis, In any case, the popularity of political parties. John Mahama, because it's popular in the NDC, vote now when you are in the primaries. That is why you compare. When you say Kasati, only John Mahama, NDC party is popular.
Yes, very much more popular than John Mahama.
But John Mahama call election on NDC, vote when you are almost 90%.
That is singular to your party. We are talking about national level election.
Credibility of the man, you can want them. My catcher on clear. And away, they were a Tianica flight, by African airline, by obey it to pay to have to take this discussion this way.
No, that is against the space. Only evidence will be a Tianica. Madi. With all due respect, wouldn't evidence be able to suggest?
Until you come to deny him, you should not deny for him.
I'm not denying anything, but I'm also challenging it. And Bibisa say
evidence now.
There be to was it. Bibisa say evidence ni sanya. Obekas will be a two and sekanti of
evidence.
I mean, how will you prove that?
Missing evidence any time or no? He want to please Baumia. Why ye was enough? Why ye a bit 20 primaries? Our son behavior. Sure. We have a credible person who are aware research. Musa Dankwa, one who said a newspaper publicity look at the problem newspaper publicity issues in there. And you can tell you what is it.
Is it a case Musa Dankwa research I go in your favor and
No. I'm going in your favor. When your MPP primaries pool, it came to pass. I see a friend saying, I just saw your quiet.
Dabby.
Yeah, quiet. But what my prediction, it came to pass. And you know what I mean, can answer. Credibility is key. Credibility in pools is very key. Okay? But are you saying if the man somebody is selling us Okada for about Miyako Kachira last 2020 election say John Mahama wadi Okada but obeyo mama last day Juma. Okajina any some Okachira say ono one more bench na Okada nye Okada Juma. Now about 2020 after election 2020 no. Who Okada obeji ama Oka no the ejuma no. Can he go to them to talk to them to be popular than Obama in those who use brother? Baumia indre yana washia clergy. Baumia catch Ghana for say what the school feeding. Obey digitalization school feeding. Now what the officer obi me Ghana when me no. In their own masters or say my PTA for and I. It's between this man. Would the PTA even trust him? And you talk about popularity with John Mahama with this man. On my baby, your dollar cost your bread. Also, you are doing it a cathedral in the year Sinkis Kelguma and I will do it Obesi. And you are thinking that man is probably John Mahama in Ghana.
Madi, is the NDC going to take a clue out of this particular research? Because Professor Smart Sapon tells you, sir, this is about science and data. And the NDC as a party, whether the research went in your favor or not, Mubetna say after research, no more go into details. No more baby weaknesses, no every banner. Because again, Omar the segregation of the regions. Regional Dr. Bawumia, Winnie and Awoli di woho. Afe we mount another segregation of regions. John Mahama and the NDC are equally winning. Now what say I am homework and more 6 months to elections.
You see, I'm saying whatever anybody says in research, inputs via any political actor look at it. In fact, my member example say onanti ekwechi. No video when him say wabo. No say sheweti. Oh, because of wabunti me shemeti. Oh yeah. So at here, you look back and see whether what is at your back before you look at the person. Even though you know say what a drunkard. So we are not saying anything about it. We will look even at the weakness of it. But I'm saying say this man will not put us into the way say to see things for Baumia say and then higher. We are working towards 2024 election with a credible, acceptable leader. A leader when trying to a 1 year concept. He will not stand in front of clergy and tell them say, oh, because when I'm a Pentimeca, when you go to another area, you know, we don't have that candidate. And Ghanaians believe in the candidate who is trustworthy. The speaker. But we never call North region. Or campaign, one dam, one village. He has not constructed it. Can he go and mention it again?
Very well. Madi Jinasoba mena mene wunia Kofi Tonto political aid to Dr. Bawumia and so ending komo. Kofi, what you mean? Good morning, that is saying.
Meju so bibi aboko de.
Eradi adome ho ye na nso e.
Boko me charity for catch ma di so nya propaganda na o sori awaya ya.
Madi ya propaganda o.
Sori awaya propaganda sa catch ni se mi so nya.
2.9.
I see. Kofi na no pe wo here.
Ma me chairman di me hu na che.
I got Kofi say what amabu.
Very well. Kofi yanko minim se mu kokumase now Andrew Amo ND the Greater Accra Regional Tour and Professor Smart Sapon at the research about Bonting now he's indicating Dr. Bawumia is leading. I mean, if elections were held yesterday with some 38%, John Mahama is lacking behind with some 36%. Sam Komwe Mwatiana from the camp of Dr. Bawumia.
Time me jo so no krane say ye hu sankrata no but me ka say ye hu ye entna so as a campaign.
Okay.
Ye hu as individuals ye part of the campaign no ye ni abobobo nkrata so but as a collective no where we can officially say ye hu document not na so di hu commode ne fa cho biasa enyambae. Individually within the campaign.
And I presume say one person so what can be your impressions on it?
Oh, to me, last night, na me very late, kakra. In fact, me have been a Sunday mammy, a real coin of Remo kakra, but time I read campaign, I me drew here, me told me go through my messages and not at their sign. Tini and go through the documents. I know, say, and offer me or my boss already. It's me go through the document, but me who. Snippets of it, commentary, at the end.
Yeah. Very well. And you wouldn't want us to go deeper into that.
We can go deep into any problem. So, you can tell me parts of the report, and if you want me to respond to it.
Very well, but the major issues are that Dr. Bawumia is the most preferred candidate as per the research. Now, Professor Smart Sapon put it in that manner, and then he goes ahead to say, sir. Dr. Bawumia, as an individual candidate of the New Patriotic Party, is far more popular than the party itself, serving as a vehicle. What they call a year election way more. Again, he says that, in fact, a year comparing him to John Mahama, he is far more preferred as a candidate than John Dramani Mahama. Now, in the NDC, so the research is now putting it, as a party, the party NDC is far more popular than John Mahama as a candidate. Now, the simple analysis, and it's Dr. Bawumia is leading in most of the 275 constituencies one more conducted this particular research. I mean, that is the bottom line.
Yeah, Matthias, that's reports make popular. I think popular needs to be defined a bit. Because I don't think the report is talking about popularity in terms of you name at the chrono. But I think popularity here probably refers to favorability. That's what I say. Where we not you prefer So what the party candidate at popularity ni favor and now we na nipa do na favor candidate ni than the party or more prefer party ni than the candidate. But what I say, you can see some truth in what they are saying, just at the cursory level. Just at the cursory level, you can see some truth in it. I didn't make us up. MPP as a political party, for watching. So people look at MPP government, but then people will look at a person within the MPP that they will prefer. Somebody may have issues with a party, but they may prefer a person within the party. What you say?
Exactly.
So you see that in the Ghanaians may say, okay, MPP are being in fear watching. But we prefer the person Bawumia. NDC, a maybe in fear watching. But Mahama, we prefer the party NDC than Mahama because Mahama, ya so referendum in premier, ya told me so about premier, am I yet decided on him? So him as a party, we don't, him as a person, we don't prefer him. But Sankebia NDC for a different person buyer. That's what I say. So that's the dynamics. So
and that particular phrase I will use to say, I have heard a lot of people so I want to raise such concern. Say NDC the new candidate buyer and KBI election way a be much more easier for them. I have heard a lot of people are more concerned.
Yes, scientifically, you can see the justification because people have already assessed Mahama on 2 occasions. And the assessment of Mahama was not just an assessment, a person. They assess his track record and a person. Ghanaians assessed Akufo-Addo as a person on 2 occasions. And Sana, Omobeye no Mampenyi. What I say? Mahama de why you Mampenyi? So they are not just assessing the person Mahama, but they are assessing his performance plus the person. Now, Bawumia, they are assessing him as a person. Onya 2 meaning in another. To do what a president must do. So they can only look at him and a Nema 1 year without having all the powers. Essentially, no. The amenities here in the report and say Ghana for MPP and NDC. Ghana for are rather going to look at Mahama and Bawumia. They are not going to pass a referendum on the two parties. But what I say, the referendum no mobile passing will be on the two people, the individuals, and a Ghana for Ebeshe. And see, part of the report I mean who you say or say Ghanaians are voting on competence and then track record. I've seen that part a bit.
Exactly.
Where they attribute about 50% to competence. And they attribute about 18% or so to track record. So essentially, 70% of the voting reasons are based on competence and then based on a track record. If you do that assessment, then it is understandable why Ghanaians will prefer Mahmoud Bawumia than Mahama. Now let me explain. Somebody will say, Dr. Bawumia, what about the economy? But you see, Ghanaians who are objective know that a vice president is a vice president. And even if you are going to hold him accountable for the economy, you must hold him accountable in the whole, in totality. So, the first 3 years to 4 years, a day na abai ni timi ye, and a day ni see ya and the challenges are there about. And even in the face of the challenges, a day na abai no etimi a holding on to defend and protect the Ghanaian to make sure say lives can go on.
Very well.
Yes, there are difficulties and challenges, but somebody has been able to hold on to the economy to make sure say yes, in the face of the challenges, you bet me then Ghanaians will look at that, and then we'll look at the fact say Papa no omeye omanpenyin pono, and near me be a wetting a championing. Because for the first time in our republic, you have a person wetting a championing about 33 policies as a vice president. Now people will say, Eba Papa dia anamo dia mano, Eba Bone dia Debbie. Mahmoud Bawumia speech of Maakye February 7th. He spoke about the collective responsibility.
Very well.
Where Abano, the Yeni, he spoke collectively, and then he says, in the collective efforts, and near maybe a while, and with the president and Kasa shared out to the Nimtu says, how do you wait here? Buana Yen solve some systematic challenges. For example, you need identification for Ghanaians. So champion that cause. So Ghanaians are looking at the things that he championed and saying that for the first time in our history, Aliu Mahama be championing sanitation. We be championing way, but this is the only vice president who has championed 33 policies and what direct impact on our lives.
Very well. Kofi, in totality, what it means is that you gladly welcome this research by Professor Smart Sapo. And
we
then
always gladly welcome every report, whether positive or negative. Even Musa Dankwa report our day banning and DNO. We may have our challenges with it, but we take it in good faith, go and analyze it and look at baby. You bet me a picky be meaningful iron.
Very well.
And also in Chelsea, so be baby ne favor I bet that daddy. Yeah. We are not going to take anything for granted.
Very well. My didn't Kofi Adope Mamina Mwase. Manny, thank you very much. Kofi Tonto, a political aide to Dr. Bawumia, and then Madi Jibril, a deputy director in charge of election for the NDC, speaking to us 13 after 8. This is Kessben, an election avenue. We'll bring you the update. Now, Professor Smasapo is in the studio.
92.9. I sit down to
Surely, we'll speak to the man himself. Now, the brain behind this whole research, political survey, in about 6 months to election. One Kasabe explaining the genesis, the beginning, baby, if you baby, ababedru, na afe, yaneno edin komo, all the relevant questions, your baby sano, na afe watimi ato the boise, yano, a high 92.9. This is where you need to stay. Na afe on your election avenue. Yeah, the details ni nyina no e de bema ma me fast that be Format Media Institute na anope womo ada Roma mpacho womo ekra ye mo pa Format se me mo wa mane na ene menka kai wo se oye awofo na ene wabofra no nani je ho se nsɛmtwerɛ dwuma ayeye wo betimi ede ne ho ahye mo bedia mpacho akonya no aba ede amano se ene obetimi abefa form na afi watimi aba eye Format Institute of Media Studies na wono nso aba beje ntetie ene nimdeɛ kwan obefa so a wobɛyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ nsɛmtwerɛ adwumakuo no emu ahodo ri nyina na ene wo ba no yɛbɛma no ntetie ɛba no broadcast journalism a wobɛsua ho adeɛ ɛnyɛ ho animdeɛ media law ɛmra ɛbɔ adwuma ayɛyɛ ɛho ɛban ne nyinaa no wɔn bɛtete no ɛwɔ kwan sonko so afei sub editing and afei the proficiency in English brofo kasa no kwan ɔbɛfa so ana no ɛbɛti wɔm na afei wɔbɛtumi ɛde ayɛ adwuma ne nyinaa no mpacho Format Institute of Media Studies ɛbɛboa no ama ne nimdeɛ a ɛbɛtumi ama wɔn nso aba bɛyɛ ɔpabene pa afei wotie me mpacho wo adwuma ni mu dada enso woni abodin krata bia anope woye adwuma no na opese wo akwa certificate ewa adwuma wo ye no eho ampacho woni eye Format Institute for Media Studies eni enkomo womo bema antetiye ni nyina ampacho womo classes no womo breaking it down enti obeko school benada ya wada ana afi memre da no pa na afi days no aka no practicals nko a about 70% practicals and 30% theory ana Format for a day mouth forms no 100 Ghana cedi pe bra na be pikibi na anope ma wo ba no emra meje nimde obetimi akọ mo nchen ewo enkran ha South Odoko Aliu Mahama Road no eswa na obehu wo mo anope woni Format Institute for enin komo on 0596 0549 fachame 0549 655 649 0549 655 649 na woni eye Format Institute of Media Studies eni enkomo anope wamo ebeje so ama wobano so enya nimdia pa St. Louisa local rice wada roba mpacho wamo demo papa di abedwa man so anope opemu a obedia ebeboa wapomoden dia St. Louisa local rice ana make for ede amount mpacho utie me openu dodo mu atu a esese woni eye St. Louisa local rice for edi enkomo eye Ghana mo straight from the farms anuncio no ede enti speak to them na afei woni wamo eni nkomo na wonso je wodie mpacho opese woni ye di nkomo a ye numbers no 0277 452742 0277452742 and after 0546 242343 0546 242343 na woni St. Louisa local rice for any enkomo anope mpacho upomwe kira kwan a womo ewo eye La Paz womo eye adjacent the Eco Bank na woni womo any enkomo anope womo ebeje so 18 after 8 asedani bi eye Emma's Global Link Limited for dia akwantuo ho nhyehyeye ne ho nsem bia ehia bia no mpacho woni eye Emma's Global Link Limited for any enkomo womo beje so na afi nhyehyeye papa ni nyina de betumi aboa ma wonso watu kwan no mpacho woni womo kasa womo beje so pa wa wo pese okotena manane koye adwuma wa wo ko for the purposes of schooling ni nyina no speak to them na womo ebeje wo so se wo Kumase ene ne mpatemu abeko Asafo Labor womo ene Senate office no edi enhwe ni mo Emas Global Link Limited for office no ewo ho afi wo nkran ha obeko eye Weja Kaswa Main Road no eso White Cross Junction womo eben West Africa Deco Tiles Company no na anope woni Emas Global Link Limited for edi enkomo for womo on 0504 203401 0504 203401 and after 0535 502499 0535 502499 na when Emas Global Link Limited for any enkomo anope 19 after 8 minute midima for Herbal Hospital any enkomo emra na anope ya wo mu atena si enkomo pina no anewo ho. Good morning empom to saying yeah fine but you change your microphone in mommy why na baby I will tell no maintain katina we achi mommy na on check it. I'm now as a fetcher me. Mame Emran so na me mano akwaba. Good morning.
Good morning, Yami Adam.
Very well. Wow, Master.
For so soon, I'm very day. Aye,
what to say? Be fine.
Yami Adam boko as your boko.
Doko ye.
Yami Adam.
Very well. Mami nti wa no pay na ye ni nkomo.
Ebeda se ni achetifo ni arefo nyinem se eba de ache ne so ye time na de ba na fina so. Me dima for Herbal Hospital doctor time that so I know me kwa sister station me time that so I'm say eh na ma so de only watch church so untimi nya adwuma wona am say and there e was so ko pebie because time ne de ye adwuma ten it wadaro mo se nyarwa nyina ye ntatia case. Sorry for ya de ne bra na on fa time no bi ento so ye ka cho se na awotwe bosume kura gidifi se eno ene ye de ye adwuma e waso ye ho doctor say yenkrapo man fama so yomprenu ne entina wheelchair mu enfama ho prenu yarefo yare ne odimafo enemy dimafo Herbal Hospital bra na onfa bre ento so ntatia case ye infections bacteria and fungal infections ni nyina midimafo na etu asenti sabi wo ogono a fa beda midimafo Herbal Hospital doctor na onfa bre ento so gono timi manipa ni yakoko etimi ma mini mu kekawo into a treat mini mu cross ad na nkwa ya akoye test so wanya gono infections ni bidia mini mu betimi doctor so by our professional lab technicians ye hwani padua nim ni ahwe moja nim baby ayare no ahyase afiri ni aso ano e ba sa na age wadura ensa ma review biem enye yare a e ba review ntatia case yade no okwa ensa wachi mabiem efi so oba no maduro ni ba wie ne nani nyina no ase atu doctor se en kan cho say o anemia bramidima for Herbal Hospital entina ma moja no enwe saa ma ni subiri emetina wo so e ma nante kakra no abreda bia no akoma no bo pelipeli unanti a utimu se ohu tim fifeche so wo hono ma enipadua ne kwa ahoche maka cho se moja e woni padua mu no said your body etie na be man so de etie according to your body system it is all de ne da bia drop a na busa sebrebo no na entimi produce moja na nata red blood cells no entimi e ma moja no embe ye doctor time da so say fa beda no for time ento so fi se kantatia case no wo kwa sorry brebi wo malaria sorry brebi because malaria timit now so chesa na obon se aye bibia o how many pedua no aye basa wontimi hu ano medima for se 3 die brefo bia enu die sie no eno so kantatia case ye funu mu kura hodo obo ha osade di asie pa odidi a wontimi ni di odidi nso na ofon aduane to ne yem a na ne ho kire ne papa kosi se aduane be digest no obo se ohunu de onye ne nipadua no medima for se ema ekro no empra osa ema wo huna ma ne sori ko na onfa bre ento so fi se no so kantatia case no ho enti minimu na aye kura na se wadi di peche mu yefunu mu ena enkuda ne ti akomedima for ne ento ase emfa mobo odidi ana ne bo hihye no uhuna mane doctor time that so se fabra na into us and ase emfama sisi ade kwankro say wachi ampa obetene emfa woni so okuta poma anase nipadua no balance na bem Dr. Time da so say fa osisi ne bra ubusa mema na maka cho say dura na dwom sisi no eni adaje nti se wodi ani ntimi mfa ya saa ne dia anye da ho se bema no da ho ye den ba saa ne dia waso ba hyehyehye pa ntimi dima for say fa osisi ne bra na ye nhwe mu ntini no na ha wana say emu srade ne echim na wewe na nkase ni twi ne ho anase sciatic nerves no na akofa nsema bre o ma to ase twetwe wo do na si wa na etitiri ya doctor say kantatia case no we 30 minutes good time no osisi no wachi ampa obetene abusuafo yade bi friend stroke maka cho so bonka ye na aba makwa wato pressure ma ho adwendwen bi abeto so wo firi dwene ye untimi solve issue no adenti na wontungu na anya apomuden na wontena se ni nkwa na me ntimi di mafo say stroke no se ma wanim ye dududu ana titiri ye ba wonamu ana so kasa na okasa maye won from atwen kra ho ayeden a sori kwantem no for time na otwemienu time ento so esa onan no na ntimi ntia fom ye na sa wonsa abebare wo match se de stroke ni ni udi ase a midima fo so obetu ase edi ama abusuafo so wo kidney a sori bra na emfa bre ento kidney ne so na wotwemiensa maka cho se nenuane a ye dua de fertilizer ahodo hye no e won sunsanso e wo ye nipadua so uye nu akire obo ha anu ne bi abetodwa so ebi obenom we twam no onom cafe ne awudura hyenema eno so eka ho bi ema ye kidney no ese ntam so na ese no de ni nya se ne de okoto afidie ya ye de circulate blood anase moja na ho kanya sem ketwa na midimafo se entena ma wo de ni nkoduru sa stage no se ugu nsuo na ni ye tu da ka ya hwe ni ye wo ho na ahokeka bi te so a wa treat ye nkwa hwe ni ye midimafo se nka ncho se sansunsanso we ne wo kidney ne so to kidney ne se ya akomidimafo so ba ende de ntonchia na otwemiensa time no bo se kidney na ye foforo afa adwuma anyame ase ne so onye feeding free nipadua mu no obey ni nyina pepepe ama nipadua no agina brane doctor say yare mienu a ebom ko in hand no ebaako ene hypertension baako ene asitwe yade ti se wo low blood pressure na se high blood pressure midima for say fabra ne manage na ye regulate ma na o pressure ne enye normal enye stable fi so ko ase akoma yade ye tu ase ukwane ekotu di ase abaabi a wawura ne ya hwe ne ye wuti anye ya ye to akoma na abeto ananano monse edo na emu makoma no ewo kwan efa so ye adwuma so de ne adwuma bro so anase enru ho a ewo se ye hwe na ye adwuma ye na gina brane nti untini nimu na asisi ne mu aye den moja ne ntimi mfamu ye na makoma ne boss de be ye odi moja no ebe fa sa ntini na emu aye dendenden ni mu a midimafo be hwe ne kwan ebe fa so ani ntini no akasa ma emu friend say system na luso ma moja na timi afamu no ye be ne sa ma so de be yakokyekyere wonsa esoro de no enchesi from de ni enchesi soro de ma soro de ni so entumrika midimafo se fabra ne hwe pressure de ma oso wo sugar bra if it's a sugar no ade achi ye ni di ye but no na body na release bi ama yen energy ye tumi de kasa no enti ehun hia pa na emom kwan ye fa so regulate woni padua system ni mu no eno na ye asem hia enti se insulin no enti ni anyi ama yen kakran break set sugars na edinsem bebrebe eba na medima force wada roma fabra na yenhwe mawo enkototo sugar ni loto number ade chi na wo 4 ade chi ekọ 6 wo na akọ 18 edinsem bebrebe ebebro Dr. Time da so say esiche yade na eba won sunsanso wutimu se wa ankasa ni padua no ehunu amane kwa ahokyere mu a eye Dr. Time da so na ehwe sa sugar ni nyina ede amawo opa wo abra bi wo ye oba wo ye be ma wo sori ko bi no mfa time nto so obi wo ho awako a wo na che efise ni tubes mu asisi wo fibroid no ne ade doctor be hwa amawo enu ache no wo low sperm count so ba ye nya hwe kura mfa anye wo be che onuane akodi na sperms no entimi emboost na afa konkonti ba no omho enye dene Dr. Time da so ye be ma check o prostate me si hunu state kura ewo bad or good state if it's otna wa ye nhwe han ya betwa wawo if say semen na prostate na produce no ono na ebe boa ma sperms na timi aba abonte se sa line no entumi anya adwuma na che se sperms no ntimi mfa bi ma abonte be wi akire no na affect ojun sosem ena akogina Johnson ebi ma be chem kakra ne moja de eche Johnson pressure nim ebi wa na eliki affect Johnson sem ne sa ebe payo ni apɛ rubber bi e de atwoko ba bi nya sa wontimi nyonso idimafo se wadaro ma sa ha oni nyina fa beda ye ne fa time ento so de owo enkasa ni nompem yade na chibremu ni chepeni sisi ni kotodwefuo ni nyina no enso imra midimafo mfa bandage nchechero na no na intimi solve issue no Dr. Time da so se enkancho se wo ye bema gina brane nesi emema na mba na zigasi pipiripi bobrobo samote ya che eno de ye slogan ba bi ebeko bia na ye ka vise ontimi mu ade ne mfon ye sekreyon anasa pencil a yabu mu mienu sharpon sabon sa akatie tiaketo bi basa na ye mfa ntworo na de fa hene fa ena de ya ne se entini ni kura san lusu entini ni lusu sa na de no premature ejaculation obo se ye kakra bi afon na adwo ba ye ne yira mo ntimi nye hwe doctor se masa de ne nto ne ngu anim ase asbema entini na apetetrete pipiripi bobrobo kakraka kokuroko tente branet se barikesi nchachira na oba doctor ho a o se 5 good days wade no ebegina ho kirebe ensuro na esuro wi atambi ebefro bia no ever ready eno aso wo shoot na fire na ne ema amo na ejankra yi entafo na epiepie sa antimidima fo se fasa how ni nyina bedan yen yade no de boss wo ne de ya amoso de office tete wo de akina che na wo mamidima fo nti wunya no yie no fa bedan yen if said doctor waje abaso body ma akoma ko 37 munsia ya amanone e kire se ye di dwumaso radio bia bia no e midima for Dr. Time da so e midima for Dr. Time da so entimi so fa yare ne bedan yen ne emfa bre no ento yade ne so ye kire kwan ne wo poku ase mayera udru ho no ma doctor so wonyira so yira pa na be pia yare sabia e kire se waba ba bia ye anase okokuma se atwema ebu akwa agogo midima for ho obehwe numbers no e ye 0244 77 42 82 0244 77 42 82 0500 72 15 0500 72 15 Midima for Heba Hospital Dr. Time that's so time ne dey die so din Mr. Speaker.
That's all right, Alicia. Thank you.
I sit down, Kwame.
I was checking your time. It's exactly 31 after 8. Hi, Kessben 92.9. Say, we'll share live. We'll TV. So we are live on Kessben Television, channel 364, DSTV, and channel 121, Go TV. Mamimfa Asedan be Emma, a Mascon Estate Ghana Limited. Na adope yedin komo impacho, a Mascon Estate for Ewon Sase Papa. And a honkrata semni na no edida ye. Anunti se wotie mi ampacho yatete board so esan se ekwa kosi the 14th of June ya the promotion kese pa ana ya de ahyehyɛ so mpacho de na eye one plot measurement no eye 70 by 100 no se yate so e de aba eye 18,000 Ghana cedis. Enkane nanka eye 30,000 Ghana cedis. They say half plot no yeah the a free 15,000 Ghana cedis. E de aba eye 9,000 Ghana cedis. And until se woot ye mia akwenya nini se wonso ubetimi ababeje asase. Medical catcher that say yensase no e wo Chopoli and Kraha eye 10 minutes drive away from eye Central University and a 5 minutes drive from Seglemi Affordable Housing Project no enunti se wo pasa se amanso twen bia no eni ho na ene no pacho ubetimi enya wasomdwe ayo project ni nyina akosi se wo bewie dia pacho esese woni e Mascon Estate Ghana Limited for edi enkomo anopei na wo mo beje so aboa wiye pa mo amo pensa se for the purposes of commercial usage no esese woni eye e Mascon Estate Ghana Limited edi enkomo usi school Kosi Asore mpacho filling station ana opese wo bie ana warehouse shopping mall ana opese wo ya acres of land bia wo pe bia no se woni emascon edi enkomo mpacho womo ebeboa na wonsa etimi akabi anope woni yeni nkomo hyene so se memory da ebe yede mobeko asase ne so na afi motimi akwa yen office no ewo eye community 18 junction ewo Spinters Road no eso yene Allied filling station no edi enhwe nimo ye ben KFC restaurant no anopay for emascon for on 0553 840646 0553 840646 and after 0553 838730 na woni emascon estate Ghana limited for any enkomo anope womo ebejo so na afi womo timi aboa ye pa Eclipse Collateral Management for Adaroma anope se ye di nkomo impacho womo eboa eye ejapade ru no mo a ni tichu maye nkrata atomo japade so no Eclipse Collateral Management for ede nkrata no be ye adwuma na afi womo tua mo commission ewo ho eno nti Eclipse se memo won kaye na anope fa woniema ni nyina won nkrata ni nyina fa beja womo fa bedan womo na afi womo fanya adwuma na womo ntua osika ewo ho afi wa wo pay loan nanso ne je ayedin ede amount esanse woni collateral anope se woni Eclipse Collateral Management for edi enkoma wombejo so they will help you and assist you with collateral I betimi aboa ma wonsa etimi aka wo loan no I don't take for womo on 0266999020 0266999020 and after 0302551877 0302 551877 na wone Eclipse Collateral Management for any enkomo anope womadaroma wombejo so adenta new site Abakan Street ana obehu eye Eclipse Collateral Management speak to them anope na womo ebeboa uye pa womadaroma. Now we bring you more details on eye Professor Smart Sapon, the researcher, why the details of it, baby, a dynamics, every any the outcomes of the research, and I know pay your dinner at the bro. Say all live on radio on 92.9. The patrol join you live a year Facebook eso na anope ubetimi at the wagin trading in ano edia by your numbers near 0550596929 0550567929 na afi what the wagin trading in ano edia but for Professor Smasapo na afi we get back to the screen na yene wedi enkomo most of the details ni nyina no ewa ha na anope wono a woye ne research no wono ankasa etimi aba bechirim most of the places I will call and Crawford when you more edi nkomo the basic research questions are womo ebisa and necessitate the responses are woman so edi buy. These are some important questions and okay we need to ask Professor Smart Sapon na yene no edi nkomo. Now the bottom line no yama wetimi atiase baby and community through anane fapim na no ewoni nyina no yama wetimi eho but this is more detailed and stay with us na anope yene wo endi sa enkobo no ba me emma prof achi na me ma no akwaba prof good morning Mr. Speaker empombo god there very well erade adom yenso ye ho ye pa na adope ye da se ye frɛ won so once again wetimi adjoin here we are very grateful for your time anope enti ye ba board ne so na ye ne wadi enkomo presentation of baseline reports on 275 constituencies in Ghana as presented and draw ewon kran na we are very fortunate because oyebia na watene kumase na why presentation no but I don't pay we are grateful for Kessben so yeah prof yebeba so Richard Yanko I just want to take you through na afeye wia ye bisa questions so see who wins elections 2024 evidence from science and data quite an interesting headline or the ama the report evidence a free science and data Richard Yanko the first page na afeye Yense presentation as a general introduction to the concept of the elections research opinion polls and the issues of sampling the applicable laws govern the research what you need to know the assessor as a researcher ultimately any the answer those are the applicable laws now importance of scientific importance of scientific elections research and opinion polls to strategic campaigning and participatory democracy. And or a political party, more or less, and yes, it should be based on a year research scientifically. Now, if you want to me, to me, a strategize. Now, the baseline survey, the research design, the details of it, then the findings, no, the outcomes, based on questions, one more ebisa, now, I think so the responses are one more implications of the findings. To a year competing political parties. Now, in your non semua womunya no a kwaya who here say political parties no ebetimi age na afi ebetimi aboa de woman so womo eye. Now concluding remarks and then the upcoming editions from baseline to post elections. Now was it way the first among the 3 surveys womo edebeba from now ekokoksi say yebeto aba 2024 no every I don't know a post election analysis ni nyina no one more ebe Richard yanko the next one na afi yemra the details of the report prof enti first of all the kind of mame emra woso na mintio on how mo tena say e decide say mo betimi aye sa adie we na afi the rationale behind it no mame enti o ankasa.
Great Mr. Speaker, me do asefa Echia minya zigane ebusiafo amabeto mu fi Kessem ha ya femu ya mumre kumase mesan. Good. Yeah, so introduction no.
Yes.
In fact, me take it time to let people understand. Me besan go for etias say ye kasa elections researcher. Sebio obia betimi aye politics. Ko enim your campaign ye na ato aba no na abenya no anya na wanya so na wakotwen next election enti e wo hosa de bia sa na tie but emre ko na enim no na bi ebi no de enim kan abrofo no mu ne nkura hodo so bi ho no mu a elections research and a guide the process.
Okay.
Na ya na politicians ni suro ni say e bia research yi be yi e de yem hwehie bi ni ade e be kosan. In fact, me ye announcement say ade bechia me ye presentation no. Penny for kese pa.
And a
funny nyina. Say me hu fly and me ye machine.
I see.
Enunti e na ebinom pe elections research.
Okay.
But me dey me can report him say elections research are sebe enye kra no. E yes ne say obeka say wono mu a omu ba beto aba no omu nka o manu ntum.
Okay.
Because election research simply means me ko wono mu a omu ba beto aba ne ho na me no madi nkomo abisa omu senia ne mo mu hwe anim ne ade ansa no mato aba no se o se mema me nye sa ade no a chese ne apese o che ne say wo political party ne de obeko so a campaign akasa ba mema wono mu a omu ba beto aba no
na wo mu tie wo nsem
me mo mu nka bi.
Okay.
That is what mkrofo a omu pe elections research no eno na omu pe so omu kire.
Okay.
Enti o file election anytime we say yes you are getting feedback from the people. Wo na wo your campaign na so timi kire say sa research we are be die me hwa nokra na enya nokre.
Okay.
But senior deputy elections director NDC ekaye no se no nokre say enya nokre no obefa.
Yeah.
Se enya nokra wo de kosoa na ye niema fasisa sa story no. Sometimes no say na wo story no ebu dada kra na kwese namdodo na ade gu nkwan nim. Ensen kwan no kwan bia so. Na emom so obetena se aka say enya nokra nti me nya ho hwe report no kra me nsom. Me de na me tie ni so obeka so obesom na wo nsom. Na oka se mu na me de pass yes obi di aba be bo hwe wachi na wo so obi say wo ye convince ni nti anya ya still no ano making sure so what I say about no dey bo na from Mwazana. I like that analogy. Mestre, if that is going to be the direction going forward there any onu nunu anom bi no munkasa no muntu ni dan kakra.
Okay.
Sabio say yes enye resource ne ba no mudi nkunimu ana bebi obedi nkunimu bia kwesi mi ni nkunimu ni bi.
Onim so number.
Me nka ho. But we are taking time to give them a very useful feedback.
Okay.
That is the most important thing, and I'm saying say that feedback coming from one mu bon to come ho kasa kire mo no yes obi betie no mu so mu ka
okay
say o pese election if oni nyina nka mo anontum na wo no de bia kasa no de bia kasa ma men kan show nyina wa ha Kumasi ni see regional elections ni see link ne wo ho e wo report ni me pese nka obi a odi ni bia nkonkopie it was like Benkum as against Nifa. Utie pasenka kasane abonten komo go to down komo TV so radio so na ke dey kan. Anka my research was in quote bogus.
Okay.
Because my research no na very different from near obia na o say ebesi Kumasi and Asante region.
You are talking about Chemawunti.
Chemawunti me ne nia odem ho Kwame Appiah elections no. But my worry was that enti mo ye campaign no mo pese mo betie na won mo beto aba no so beka unless oje echinye say akwesi manko obi a ho metena me office me so say obi pese oje say echinye na because of me nim say na tie me so me Ghana ni nim say na eje echinye ni ntino me fa the person's GPS location
okay
so me no gina haka say nka me researcher anka ma fa location e bia nipa no zoom obi hu me ne wo. In fact, a binom crowd, out of 60,000 in the Jumaya Maye. A family, almost about 70% were willing to give me their telephone numbers and their names. Okay. Into your data, GPS location, their telephone numbers, their names, a crocrom also, okay. And for the avoidance of all these possible doubts, I take those other information, of course, on consent. Yes, sir. Me said that bisau. Okay. Oh yeah, now we take all those. Mesre tie watwa mu an say yes mo na mo ye mo campaign e wo say research bi say ba e betimi atu akoma e betimi e obi say assign na de oye in fact me obi me di resource ni tu dwa okumase no me di tu dwa na obi efrem say chale wa ma obi a collapse adan ya nanka obi a hyehyɛ mo abi anka ode bre no me release report na me a report ni say the feedback is not in his favor no because na professor say enkoye dia then say osan akoto sika digum na o say no okay na say ya premise e course we be me the report be ma obi na me na me ye ma de and am say this report will be very useful to sa candidates no me share the mom no oba ko say na abrante bi the Evans sa Evans no wa ko yin animu support candidate ba ko bi ntino so no ka me research ho de a and the research ni e bo am so no me nyama de sa ni pa na ye de ya obey adwuma na ma o me sent the me so mo kwa me fa so me double check nti won fa nya adwuma so da bi e ba ye no na pe se nia na hyehyɛ no sa pe na ba ya ni pa na no very sure so be di nkunim no ni nkunim se na report na eche well speaker in America and say mo be mo campaign but yeah take some time
to read
because it gives you feedback from the people you are campaigning to.
Yeah. Very well. Yanko, the details of the report itself. Richard Yanko, with the graphs now, or say which political party are you likely to support in the 2024 presidential elections? And I don't know, figure one, preferred political party by regions. The National Democratic Congress is in yellow, the New Patriotic Party, blue, right? And I feel purple, so the other political parties undecided, and so. Prof, what is the meaning of this graph?
Good. It is a from Kakra. Yes. Regions nini. Regions no
from a year ahafo
to see Western North. Okay. Near a chain say over Western North. Parties in popularity. Okay. Popularity near activities are at the grassroots level. I projected their parties. Okay. And the party be on the more constituency be no until and can win say chairman tifia waitifia. But as a party we share to tell their presence in the constituency. Okay. Maybe say constituency political party be na ho keka was very popular in this constituency. Okay. And who answers no the popularity of the NDC and the MPP Western North no na repair nessa enti Western North sabe obuhia ahokeka no kase free mo ho NDC MPP mo ya na mo keka mo ho ye wo.
So what it means is in the Western North no NPP ni NDC no
Oma can you form the same and Umumpejamu. A bit in Saba say, and they don't do more activities in that region. They should try and do more.
What it means again is a political party. I'll be taking advantage of this
absolutely
report. Now, Obe re-strategizing.
Absolutely.
Now, Obe my region. What bear region? No, likely so be to me.
Now, Obi be some say, but Western North the Senka Etaye NDC for let me say, yes, Keka.
Party active.
I don't yeah. This is an information I think is worth considering.
Okay.
What they are not in China, there are 8 regions. NDC ahoke kano so.
Okay.
Esne parties are kanina. Those 8 regions, you know, Greater Accra Kahon, Bono East Kahon, all the 4 northern regions Kahon, with the exception of Northeast.
Okay.
And the 4 Nina Bekan 9 6.
Upper
East,
West.
Good.
Northern region itself.
Good. Okay. 9 6. And na Otini Water. Sa 8 regions, you know. NDC ahoke kano was so.
Okay.
And then the Kekabo Muama overall no. NDC ahoke kano was so SNMPP in terms of political party popularity in the constituencies.
Okay.
And so aka na MPP ahoke kano was so no. Ashanti of course, Bono, Ahafo, Western region, think Central region, Eastern region, and then Northeast.
Okay.
Northeast, and then in so on. Na MPP ahoke council, and that is for the political parties by regions. Into overall no can national ni na abemu na ahoke NDC wo at the various constituencies as a party na omu ahoke no na e so esene MPP.
Yeah. Okay, but you call the next line, Richard. Na yembra you call the next one. Okay, this is it. Now, you call the next one. Yeah. These are the frequencies. You call the next graph, no, so. But your higher 92.9. Obey to me, I join here live. War a year. You Facebook, no, so. Now, I feel what the next one. But Richard, you call the next one. We want the graphs. Okay, Mayemra, which presidential candidate are you likely to support in the 2024 presidential elections? And this is figure 2. And where specifically all the candidates. Yep. Okay, and you have John Mahama in there. You have Dr. Bawumia as well. John Mahama is in red. Dr. Bawumia is in blue, and I feel the others, you know, are in green. Now, why you know on regional basis? Okay. Yeah. Now, my explanations no to that.
Good. Enti ahano me fa say chineji aba me baseline report hu nyina gina.
Yes. The most preferred candidate.
In fact, I'm not Joe. We dana very call him kakra because now people are asking very good questions. Yeah, the interesting questions. Now, questions no ba kwa na for me na very interesting pa yeah. Obi say adding na use line graph. And I say the questions are na reason why we say o call report last year maybe data ni na go ho.
Okay.
It is a one person here bar chart o person here then graph o pie chart data no ho the graph will be up be anye. I didn't hide my data. In fact, one thing I made me prepare here full disclosure.
Okay.
Tina match say me data on my tra ko chere baby am gina here interview. E tra ko chere nipa me obi a person further and better bia no. Why not? In fact, constituency level near collective data no.
Okay.
But this report is national and regional level. So candidate be a to about you, say their party chairman, na say we PC a wo kwa battle. If you constituency be na person unya wo kwa ho report. Why not?
The constituency are willing to disclose that.
Please.
Okay. Yes.
The question is into political party popularity. Does it translate automatically to
the candidate?
The candidate.
Presenting.
And the findings tells us it is not directly translated to Adi.
Okay. In the case of 2024.
Yes. When you are region B, translated automatically, but there are some regions that it did not translate automatically. For example, Western North
region.
Okay. Good. Osha party popularity now moving now from Jinape.
Okay.
And so in terms of preferred presidential candidate, marginal increase came for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Sane.
John
Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
Now about the other regions, and so all the 7 into a ban of popularity preference of the candidate. MPP benya 8 instead of the 7 now no more. And now there's a slight 2 percentage point lead for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ahead of John Mahama.
Okay.
And I made sure to say, Mr. Speaker, constituency beyond Ghana ha. And my data was collected from constituency level. Constituency beyond Ghana ha. About parliamentary candidate Benyan. Sa pepe na presidential candidate.
It differs.
Hey. So why is this a strange finding? When our reality, every election year by election year, everything will be as saying
parliamentary candidate. It means what candidates ninya saying the presidential.
In fact, say you can say NDC for one point
yeah,
and now MPP for one still. Parliamentary candidate MPP need be as a presidential candidate be.
Exactly.
And now presidential candidate be as a EB.
And another dynamics in the doors.
And automatic, sir. In the American say,
yeah,
there is a 4 percentage point between NDC's popularity and MPP's popularity. NDC was so kakra 4 percentage.
That is the party terms.
Party.
Okay.
Over candidate leveler, MPP was so by 2 percentage points above the candidate of the NDC,
which is John Mahama.
The work they need to do is to try and balance the equation. In fact, if we balance, we can only reduce
the margin,
the relationships.
Okay.
But still, on election day, you should expect that Otoma Edia on party bako.
Okay.
As Otoma presidential nenkwa. We do parliamentary no or tutia on one party.
Okay. Now an interesting question will be, sir, in terms of presidential candidate preference. What were some of the responses and what were the specific questions to I mean, presumably, Dr. Bawumia a 2 percentage points lead ahead of John Mahama, comparing the two individuals.
Okay, so usually na you perceive who say nipano or capacity to answer and medical business say as a woman candidates no age number or demonstrate say nimwa na fi ebisa na say okay so omumu baako na nka wo pese odi mampani a anka omu hwan na nka obeto abama no. And the two questions don't follow each other. Party the only one section.
Okay.
Yeah, we are new now if you are back candidates level, you are near back factors you are going to base your decision and near my obejinaso. I take your decision.
Okay.
Now if you are called walk down and knee, then pan was sim here can we share candidate be and kabaka say no na on your mount.
Okay.
That is the fourth graph there. Unemployment. Edika and you do honum. It is sana yebisa and 70. The person must demonstrate knowledge of the candidates.
Okay.
18 to 39 for so we better about winning the candidates. That is like a saying in candidates.
Okay.
And at the second group I mean we 40 plus if one also the media survey or we established that capacity to answer the question. And about 60,000 plus. And so final data you use here 59,000, I think 470 something really so. Meaning some people at a point, will take you off.
Okay.
Because you don't have the capacity to proceed to the next question.
But the previous year graph, because I have some few questions on that. Yes, now maybe Sir Prof. Ansana Yaba way. So now you come to the regional basis, quite an interesting one. Oshe, Ahafo, Ashanti, Mono. Okay. Those are major areas. Dr. Bawumia popularity, no. Then you come to a year from the central region, right?
To Eastern.
Okay.
To Greater Accra, NDC.
John Mahama
MPP.
Okay. Then you come to
Northeastern, so MPP. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia
Okay. Then northern region.
So no, yes, but John Mahama was so Kakrasen. Now about OT region there, John Mahama was so.
Okay.
Savannah, John Mahama was so.
Upper East,
John Mahama was so.
Upper West,
John Mahama was so.
Volta, John Mahama. Then Western region.
Dr. Blue was so. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was so.
But Purple near the
undecided.
Okay, Tiahano take lead.
Undecided take lead the Western. In fact, Western region is the region with the highest undecided voters.
And I may agree because that region also has been silent when it comes to political activities. In fact, as a two political parties, one of our Western region is that
and Western North also is the most unexploited region.
I see.
Politically. I mean, now
two political parties now. From last year, Ebabisi this year, all major events are political parties now. But or Western region. Yes, and it tells you clearly how our region no Ababe dormant. Exactly. Region Ababe dormant politically. And clearly, no, you see, sir, the graph is telling you. And these are some of the responses.
Absolutely.
Now we are getting some numbers here, figures, no. What does it represent? You are having 6,267.
Out of the 59,000, almost 60,000. Now these are the frequencies. If I could have been percentages.
Okay.
Over table no, this one percentages no. I think I plotted frequencies instead of percentages.
Okay.
But the good news is that to do a further analysis, I mean the data
I saw the appendix. Quite an interesting one. But you have got the other chart. So now and so but on 58 after 8, I Kessben. Share live Kessben television. To me join here your Facebook handle no so yene Professor Smart Sapon, associate professor Kumasi Technical University Anna Edin Komo. This is a baseline survey, the first of a kind, 2 additional ones Anna Ebeba, including post-election ones one more Ebeye. Now on this chart, what in your view is Ghana's most critical challenge today, which the next president must address? Now this is a very specific question. Say we are Ghana ni kwa kotuaba. One kasa wo hwe wa adwin mu a ebe na ye problem kese pa e wo ho a ene ye to abade mo obi so me yo mampanyi a obepese obetimi asolve sa particular challenge no. Unemployment na dikan conform mabuna e na adwuma ye ewo krom ana dikan e no tope. Inflation mienu e dat so mienu 14.9. Economic slowdown, economy no a enye no 14.8. Poor roads yakwanya enye. Water crisis, power crisis, illegal mining. I'm happy to say I know a future 4.6. You come to debt crisis, 3 billion IMF loan. No, I don't know. LGBT. I mean, these are national issues. You're dealing with, and see, the responses are there. Corruption, quite unfortunate. Surprises me though. Baby, I do corruption. Then you come to sanitation and climate, and I feel the forest loss. Your forest are no. Prof, take us through this. Now, we know I say the rationale behind this.
Nti adwuma sam de benifo amutie manofo sabio binum research. I think this is a very positive feedback. Sabe wo kasa mu no say wo masa nkomo we edi mu ntintiman because enu na ye niema a wo mu paate nkofo pa adwuma ye wo beka all the fine campaign then nyina na revolve around adwuma semu a we are not making so much impact on the minds of the voters.
Okay.
Among now say one was a corruption that lasts but
3 years.
Yeah. The person has a good work to do. Now also the boss so kakra be shene nsem ono so timi we be de hwe ne ne ma. I mean they will care very less about yeah na ya man for ya necessary ye nya adwuma ni bi nya ye no now tete nya nkofo bi na say we kran ke betimi bi adwuma amani penya bia ya na obi are busy a she dan fa ho sa. So let's take this on employment. In fact me you so critical because critical means reach a state of national insecurity.
Okay.
These issues are it's getting to a point of national insecurity.
And for ETT.
High ETT pa. You find it serious. After inflation, economic slowdown, and a debt
Debt.
So I'm saying economy
same to the economy, yeah.
The near Salo Kikabumwa, almost 35% of
responses are
economy means so one seminar said you they want to hear you.
Ekwanya omobefa so mbe solve no. Okay.
Okay, amount for both. I say o me a o here feel. Then you hit right there for them to understand it. That is a man poor roads. You so you are fine, but fine also be on so to take over before.
Yeah.
Water crisis and so power crisis the in fact, so water ne
roads no.
Yeah. And electric communication
networks are any I see.
If you will be talking the nice campaign politics blah blah. If you don't know these
the key issues
of the people, you are just making noise. You are not convincing anybody. Because as someone who can who name
Omohau. Okay.
You just mining to one more illegal mining, LGBT, sanitation,
Forester, yes, sir.
Yes, and Briano, Rosewood. They before so have a sepa.
A forester, yes, sir. Okay. A choir, your best solve this problems. So what it means again, no, and it's a political party na utie and na share. All you need to do, no, and it's a yes, even though Ubenya wow policies are or the beba true or manifesto, but majority of them, no, and crofoni how near. And as I say, message, no, any policies, no, is surrounded around these major issues. And clearly, I mean, these are issues that Debiano, Yakuhon Tokwa, about up and Crawford demonstrations about Akwanya Enye. Now, the water crisis, power crisis, and Crawford air discuss it. Light in India, so in why do you have to go increase utility tariffs near the Indian? Nina no Ekahobi. Quite an interesting one. Richard, you call the next slide now. Yenshe and also. And these are major issues, and Crawford Ebeshe hon atuaba as challenges, and no eha warm patcho higher 92.9. Richard, you call the next slide now. Yenshe and no 4 after 9. But you'll bet me edo messages no ede aba 0550596 0550567 Now you come to the next figure, figure 3. Figure 3. Now afi yene prof eni ho enkomo. Or say what are the main deciding factors you consider in choosing a presidential candidate? Now the deciding factors, no. Eye niema wo hwe ana wo gina so e de atwusu obi a wo bepese ono no beba beye omampanyin. Quite an interesting one. Competence is around 50.3%. Track record. Competence no ye nipa no se wo ne se obetimi aye adwuma no a wo kase momfa tumi no ema no. Wo hwe ni su, wo hwe ni tibia, wo hwe ni bobra ene ne niema a wo ya. Woto abamana obetimi aye adwuma so omampanyin ana. And that is competence. Now you come to track record. Track record near 22.5. Okay, enti eniema a waye etwem in the past. Okay, wo hwe Dr. Bawumia ne niema hoba aban mu almost emfie nwotwini waye true na na adodanko Ekufuado. John Mahama beye omampanyin niema a wono nso waye in the past. And no na track record. Now party affiliation, obehwe se woye NPP candidate. Ana NDC candidate, ana oye New Force, ana oye ARC, Alanche Martin, ana odi ato aba na. Then financial inducement, sikatua. I don't know, quite an interesting one. And Crawford a won be say umma miska na meto aba dia ma no. And also toso number 4. It means say afi we about to on Crawford already say umma musika won beje e de ato aba no e de ama. I don't know. Then none comes to mind. One mono Eyen Crawford we mumu bia no ebia ama wo mo adwen mu ade fufuro bia nso ne na adwen mu obehwe ho e de ato aba enti san Crawford no ewo ho. Then religion oye Christiani ana oye Muslimini ana se wosom bosom san Crawford no nso eye 1.2%. Then ethnicity eye 0.9 oye Sremuni oye Angunani oye Hwahwani oye Akani ni nyina no e play out ha. Prof mamemra so na my the explanations to this. Why is competence leading in this chart?
Yeah, now, Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Said at least just said at least more than half, 50.3% say competence. Said the excess of me your paper or what's all the bay, the name deal what's all the bay, or the answer is the competence. Until the every Japan, the beer than China, party affiliation 19, track record 22, competence, you know, Sami and Sanekwa constitutes more than 90% of the response. For me, that is good news. Party affiliation, which is a medium MVP name metal. Yeah, medium NDC name metal. I know, but near me then say a form kakra. Eti obia or campaign bia no so who say or man for no air beshe will competence and no track record. So near the Atuabama. For me, those are the three striking issues. Party affiliation nature say CSA party. Na ebinumu kotu because omuye party ni nintia. Okay. O masa party ni no do awodema party ne take form. Ahwa ebekwa etia.
Mo anhwe party for no a party setting in.
Okay. You are losing about 19.1% who would have willfully voted for you. Okay. But ebi ansembi ofia mo NCSA party anya kono den bi ebetimi ha until you may have a very good competence and a very good track record, but you need that party affiliation as well. Okay. Mo heda mo NCSA fie. As for
okay, how about that?
Can we
we know our effect on the candidates, preferred candidate and for selecting Yanana. Yes. And now say the party's popularity and for selecting Yanana.
At this point, dear, a presidential candidate now what also better about man. Then I will share free okay. What are the deciding factors? And man, we make those choices. Okay. And these things are going straight to candidates no to who a candidate here ubetimi suffer from a weak party. Okay, that is what the third one is telling us. And make sure that through you the party becomes stronger. So
as a candidate, ubetimi are competent.
Yes,
but the party, as a vehicle, are weaker. Yeah, suffer from
absolutely.
Them. Okay.
It's a very good information for all of them. Baby Anjo ye. Okay. Mo feel say adwa still munsi eche nkwohwe na nsensem bi ho.
Financial inducement for na fie nyina be discuss.
Mr. Speaker, o de onka ho. O de onka.
O de ni fie nyina be. Oso ka ya be. In fact,
oh, eti mesre say safo no. Okay. Meaning don't they like competence? Such that if the person is even an incompetent person or a likely to be incompetent person, almost cast over to Anna. I don't they trust in believe in track record. Yes, sabi near why you be done here, they know Ejina Kunua said, Nijina Trano said. Yeah. Pese obe values track record no ana. Is it the case say nipa no ni track record any competence ni kra still almost ka obeja to ana. Inti mesre in fact one mu kasa financial inducement for no hono enye bibia na yedi sika ye. Okay. Eto da bia na wo kwaji sika nne no na wo maybe
is it also the case say enkrofo abamu abu nipa no may seem to have the competence and rather me show be video papa penyi pa or say ye beto aba na wo beka nsem a de ni nyina ade acho now when they get the power okay then they lose as if say adwin bia wo mo kan bia no I rather yes bosha wo mo share you don't see them fulfilling it. And could this be say and yes idea simplicity yedwuba na mekopa ma obi papa tu ameka na me nkotoma eka bia mebo bia meji ansa na mato ansha na ekira asem no na sika krone kita wo no na ntimi an resolve it. Okay. Ansha na sika no kura no minimi nkrofo bebra o maton mu kokofuo so mu de koye galamse ya koko sika na ton na be share wonsam no ni bosumi nsia sika nasa. Okay. Onso nka koko yi wo ho a anka bosumi nsia anka wante kura anka wate be 10 bags 20 bags bi de show how far. Enti sabe aya na infant pem for school dwenhwe kan ya na yenhwe na yendwene nhwe echire because udi na echi ekoje bibi ko ton wayi a nyansa nyamede ma wonu a ahwa na echire nsem na kwakodo so asen ene die a waje adi. Okay. Okay, yanko Richard yanko the last one now you wrap it up now. Last one nani. Okay. Mami the introductory part now obi beka say enkombo ayedi nyina no what is the sample size nipa no ahen of fire ahen fan no call ye what were the rationale behind this. Yanko the next one yadika check we dada. Na yemra the other 1 2 3 the design of the research but 12 after 9 Kessben 92.9 we are live on Kessben television and we're doing channel making kind in Eddie amount. Young call the next one. Richard design where the other frequencies the amount. But Prof, generally nipa hena was sample one.
Mr. Speaker, beautiful the question. Me nipa 60,000 plus.
Okay.
And the sample me was sub sampling no ase ho. Constituency bia ne nipa dodo a me ni omo kasa ye enye pe because constituency bia ne na hoden a
okay
odi rura voter register nim ebi no mo de 200,000 100,000 num ewura mu no na ebi mo so de 15,000 na ewura
okay
enti enye pe ura constituency mu a ye wo clusters a ye electoral areas na say nkrunkru a keka bom ma ne constituency no ura kro bia mu a the share of the constituency no na we replicate proportional a chrono ebe hia wom enti eno ne ye constituency level sub sampling na okeka sub sampling ni nyina de bomu no ababenya the national sample size of final 59,747 as then na me de ye no enti that is the sample size na emra wo ho ne say oh ye research nhwehwemu bi say na say ye Ghana ha na ade ye voter population of about 17 million and 13 million quarter about 2020 when your sample size cry so when 16,500 sample size
okay
me jina so the to menu anomo aka and as obi a all your research
yeah
at least satisfy that minimum sample size
okay
na mra number 2 e wo ho ne say the larger the sample size, the more reliable and stable your findings. Enti unia hoden na betimi a double sample size no, the more you increase the sample size, the more reliable your research will be.
Okay.
60,000 means about times 3 to times 4 of the minimum sample size anybody needs.
16,000 no.
The next point I want to make is say self person oye ihwehwemu bi na de gina so ema generalization general social near Ghana nyina say na betimi akwa I am making sure say we be satisfy all the constituencies we constituencies nemu bi eja bia what defeated the central limits theorem what defeated the law of statistical regularity what defeated the law of inertia of large samples and there are some guiding principles that backs the sample size determination.
Okay.
Once you satisfy all of them, there, aya nania obi beka nia obi nka na yes say there. Obi bi say na wo yes say udin na then me ye researcher say bio ense wentu a say ebu pete.
Yeah.
Ense there twe na ye de hu say ense twem. You get it? Na okay, nyamo ka akosi an say ne we should all stay out of politics for them to do their thing. Yeah, so yet mubi. Oh, na me catch unia friends ekria wo kuma says ana mo ye beja ye na mo ma de. Because I don't see what I gain in doing this except to give you feedback from the very people you are campaigning to. The methodology is on spot. I am a statistician. Sabi obi betimi aye methodology a solida. Entrame meka ho pa bi. Ni adenti mesre it is purely just to provide feedback.
Now another interesting question is that the period of survey was from which month to which month?
The month of April.
Okay.
1st to 30th.
Okay.
In fact, we did our very last engagement on the 30th and I pulled out all my men from the field.
Okay.
Nyaka nyina ye office, they were trying to clean the data then and they say and mushia ya de two money.
Very well. Prof, I'm grateful for your time, man. Okay.
The speaker.
Ona
Ziga.
Ona your boss.
Ziga so Benji. Ziga Mr. Benji.
Give me a minute. Mr. Fachaman. And comfort on Facebook, he said, I will rubbish. What have you read the Facebook? Yes, and comfort say, I will rubbish your works. I say almost me rubbish, but it is not like that.
Yeah.
What kind of Facebook now?
I almost say you will rubbish.
I almost say
that's almost say.
Sana more catch me. Yes, but my men share a deal with you. You see, Kwame.
Yes.
Opinion polls here, but a yama political party say a bar ɛboa ma woyɛ adwuma yi I was say NCC4 did a poll in the 2008 elections. 2 months before the election. You understand? Then the 2 months before the election, they put Professor Mills say is leading. In fact, the 2 election a year in Aceh said that Professor Mills lead, but yet now that Akufo-Addo won in the first round, which Ben Efson also gave big time in 2016 when he said that Mahama will win by 52.something%, but it was so it helped the political parties to work. Oh, a basana, a petty picture be the show. It's babia utosino, no aqua duma bakwame. A central region. Central region prof honey meyi kakra. Because central region, the last elections.
Now, I only be sending a question from no year no because Prof call other places.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
Now, on responding, I in the
That's when Comrans what?
Other cobra, very that's all petrol.
Are they for you?
I don't feel me that's bad. Thank you so much. 18 after 9. Now, I'm into you.
Yes, Kwame, central region.
Yes.
So, central region, say NPP, Dr. Bamia is leading there. You understand? The last election, the MPP candidate had 52.21%. The 52.2%.
Okay.
Then the NDC had 47.8%. But 2016, MPP had 53.22%. And NDC now 43.43%. So it means that in the 2020 elections, the MPP dropped by 1%. You understand? And NPDC appreciated also by 4.something%. So this year, now upon all the economic indicators, so plus now no Pokwajiman.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Are affirming and I say you rename as a running mate. No.
Yeah.
Now I thought say beer and Central region, a beer it will 4. The dynamics will change for 4 for NDC. You understand? Say Korea ya Kwame, I can be a little bit comprehensive for me because at the point I make us and say now no Pokwajiman's influence in the last election was able to accelerate and as a boost the NDC vote by 4%. A page appreciated by 4%. MPP are dropping. I'm at the parliamentary now MPP war NDC war deficit of 6 now. They flipped it. Emma MPP Mumba the deficit of 6 seats. But they are attributing all this to Nano Pokwajiman. So Kwame 2 days. Osha time no Nano Pokwajiman was renamed as the running mate. That was March.
Yeah.
So somehow and the dispose no Ubisa Prof no also April.
Yeah.
So it means that Nano Pokwajiman was appointed and I say was named running mate a month before the survey. So I was expecting say at least I say a impact kakra reflect kakra.
Okay, but for general,
so
yes,
I say reflect kakra.
My takeaway from this whole your friend is saying report, Nana, and it's political parties, ewe jumaye. Okay, yes, that is the impression I get because truly speaking, Nana, say Oshe from 2022, ebesi last year, ebesi this year, major political event parties no bebre na no ayeno. Senyen kran ha enye Kumasi. Okay? Now mind you, this same report catch us said the NDC is taking the lead in the Greater
Accra. Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it tells you something. Now, what Prof is saying is that parties engage a lot of events in some of the other regions. Central region, okay, dormant. Automatically the western region is also dormant.
Yes, it's close.
The American not here.
Yeah, and the western north.
Exactly. So it tells you along that belt from western Nano Babesi Central, it should tell you clearly. And I'm not surprised. ABA NDC for them. On June 4th, they went to the central region.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is now some of the national event. One more phrase here, one more day, one more day call that enclave. Probably so to speak. Prof has said, we should help the political parties re-strategize. Exactly. Oko Western North, presumably, Ubeka said, out of 9 constituencies, NDC Kuremube 6. And in Kahonobeye, NDC, they are flat. But he is telling you, sir, in terms of popularity, say, at par.
At par.
Yes, because activities in Kosovo. The NDC itself, and yet more activities are a bear Najaisi or base, no. What you say, my base in Swako, a few more Juma. NPP so is not doing much in the Western North region. And Nipan wa relax. Nana de make a note here. Sahoke Kano or for more, Oya de a bewofo. So for me, that is the impression I get from some of this thing. But 6 months more to go.
But I made a comment. Central region is a son. Okay. Say in favor of NDC. Kwame. Say one. We should also not forget the rejection of Canada, Japan as a flag bearer.
Okay. For
New Patriotic Party. That one is a one factor. And say Central region be energize ya. Be energize na a follow Adama NPP unless Canada Japan joins the campaign seriously, because one, the Acto Forces case which is going on, it is giving the NDC an edge, especially the latest development now.
Exactly. So I'm saying that I said don't get here June 4th, you know. Or say Central region for Enshedie. Nanado Danko Ekufuado are buying at the year to force it. Now woman supporting no. They said they are saying not to force supporting Jachikwe no. So he's sending a signal, a certain message. What he has here, this is your own. Say Ofri, your friend is a Nyan constituency krana. The question is that
no, it's Central region. Exactly. It can work as for that one.
So that is the message. It is clear.
Yes. So say your friend is a Kwame. Ya pointing na no pokwadima match near ye Sevier we say April said that match no that time na no pokwadima on Hitty Road because now I've seen a lot of activities was started one Hitty Road on one kasa eco programs near there, especially in the Central region. I have a lot of videos. I've rolled it on the Zige stick and all that. So say the new Sevier Saba nese a stance, the result that we have from the stance, it tells you that now no Pokwadma has a problem.
Okay.
But say as a son, Kwame Nyamwa, and the speed and you say a best son, Kwame, the chances say a best son towards National Democratic Congress, no, Kwame is huge.
Okay.
Because we have more 5 months, Kwame, 5 months away,
go,
and the activities. There are so many factors, and I'm agricultural. Central region. Canada Japan's factor when to be a flag bearer, they were yearning for him because we should not forget say here he wants Central region, right? The person he want the Central region against Dr. Baumia, they make what I say. And two, so when you're active, so when you necessary or you're reluctant to go against them. No Pokwajimas factor say almost sign NDC4 sign Ashamu can say you are rejecting and he's been given the second opportunity as John Mahama has been given your friend say the fourth time opportunity. They make what I say. They will also consider all these things plus the active forcing issue. So the only strength for MPP now is friend is Afenyo Markin. As a majority leader, as a majority leader.
Okay,
that's a one factor. Make media so I can say this thing can help MPP to maybe do one or two things. But the fact is, make me about MPP. No, Kwame, we haven't seen it. It's so dormant. Yeah.
Very well. Thank you, Nana. But Western region, there, Nana, me know you na belly the campaign about one. Political parties in form on your way. Okay. Western region, major positions
and the Western North, and the Western North.
Western North, crowd the NDC yekakra. Okay. We share Western North now. Here NDC ni more. We share certain personalities.
Okay, yes.
Quite
okay.
But the Western region proper, quite bebre. Okay, especially one more war up north. No, one more form of was your honey. Okay, from Bogoso, Aircon, young form on your hay. Pristia Winnie Valley constituency, no parties in form on your hay. Executives in the bebre to takra de netakwa. okay enti eyo omo din se wo mu be sane from Takrade ne Takwa akọ Bogo so akọ Wase Kropo akọ Asenkrigwa akọ Manso Amemfi akọ
sa on so emutwetwe
so it is difficult for them what they say eju omo ntimi ana akwan ni bebre na ewo ho no so nye okay so clearly Western region no say one more to about this year they need to be very careful as I say we show region any development ba ho na to so aba because at the end of the day won't mean too moment na nkra have forever oye dey abeko watch what you say and strategically no one more year positions na one more trasa region nabo but that region is a swing region at any point in time no one more bet me decide which political party to go with but we live to see 5 months to elections. Let's wait and see the strategies are.
But I'm expecting Prof to come around July.
Okay.
For another
one. Yes.
Now the last one in October. Very
well. I'm sorry I was na Fidiko for Achinase. And opemini one more eba ababedi komo keche kwabna bedo ewa ha. Marriage link consult for say a naming can chom. Pacho oye bema what drew one paying fear. So a brasso says wo worry. In fact, don't mean your bape. The one who knows you look seems probably where higher above you and see okona nim kra wo ferry jai say adwuma ne ma marriage link na wo monye mfa ma. In fact, go to them, tell them your specifications oba type a wo pe tribe kra wo so free adwuma a wo pe so wo ye na they will give you a pairing and no will beat your imagination and pay one more adwuma a wo mo ye pa no no again say o pe say wo mo organize a wedding at the mawa pacho wo be ni nyina complete at the amount counseling a year programs ahodo opi nanso ana wo mo ewo o wa mo challenges nti oni asumdwe and speak to a marriage link consult wo mo be solve your problems no at the amount say o Kumasi a wo mo be office back on ewo ho mpacho office no ewo Asafo mosque no echi ho ape frɛ wo mo on 0550 426100 0550-426100 na afewu won kran so a obeko eye Abelempe Tetswanika Street one more any Mawako restaurant no ana eben for one more 0201-919462 0201-919462 and after 055-4415-679 na one marriage link consult for any enkomo anope mamembra kaje ente say
Mr. Speaker, Nyankopon adom me ho ye pa.
Idi go for ho ye.
Nyankopon adom.
Aya wo ba wo pese otino wa so ye presenter.
O say. Prempre dia nya presenter. Dia wo mi say de yan fidi kofo no. Ya ne aba no. Ai. Na Kwame mame ntia Ghana fo nyina anopai.
Ghana for Jos.
That's right. And anopai samoti yanka e wo Kessben. Mr. Speaker, Maakye show you so. Na fidi ko enkra de sunya de chedecha. Yade be so mu nyina ne se yaba na yaba ya yedi enuane no food supplement ya e be boa ma ani emo a wo yen wo mofie ni titiri enkokɔ afei o fate se emprako ena ade no to nkyɛn a tilapia farming se bia o yen tilapia ana catfish bia no se eya wo mo nuane na enuane na wo de mo no chibato bia wo hunti no ama yield ya opese wunya no se ne wunya nkoso say yankoko a unya nkosua ne bebre anase bia omo yakese no wetimi dia kodua so akoton no e ma ne saa enuti ne na no pay fidiko ye wa ha na fidiko ye di ankasa de fidiko poultry and animal feed center ye di ne ye honam se kire se ye di nuane nuro food supplement e na ebe ma emwai na ye di bia babs bebre a e wo yakachim eti na no pe bia atimi nkafri bia no di ka gia homatrofo ne bia na oteka mu besi fom eti gia homatrofo na memo nkomo nkyerɛw
0244 260 190
afei 0242
769
698 naji we so ka ho 0303 95 85 afei yantinsim fidiko poultry and animal feed center enuane no food supplement ye dia ba no enuane na ode ma enkokɔ no eno na wode be fra na enkokɔ na timi anyi kama atunkosua kama ye chichemu a ye wode ye fra no ene layers feed sa layers dia de ma layers ne enkokɔ na wabutu nkosua no etimu a mo ye enkokɔ ni bi no muntie ni ye pa ye the food supplement aba na enuane no wo bi amino acid a kyerɛ sɛ unya pa ɛbɛbɔ yie ma de afra enuane na ɔde ma nkokɔ no ebi so kra ɛyɛ lysine na saa lysine no ɛboa yie pa ɛma sɛbe ɛma enuane no ana enuane na ade ma nkokɔ no ɛyɛ kama ne atia ne sɛ ya measure ni nyina quantity ehia wobɛtumi di afra enuane no ya nyina once too much of everything is bad etiabi a wadwen yo sɛ wa wutimi de enuane no bi fra ɛde ma enuane no na ɔde ama nkokɔ na di ɛno nti na nkokɔ no tu nkosua na spot black bi aba ho no ɛnyɛ papa ɛno nti na nkosua na nketenkete te sɛ film na potenge no ɛnyɛ papa yɛn de no ya measure quantity nyina kama ɛno nti wode fra ɛyɛ enuane na ɔde ma nkokɔ na layers no yɛde kan nkosua no shell no ne ho no ɛbɛyɛ den nyɛtɔ so mienu sport bia ma ho basa kosua de bɛyɛ kɛseɛ ɛna yoku na ɛwɔ kosua ne mu no ɛbɛyɛ kama ɛno ti wodi kodwa so a ɛnsotɔ nyɛtia ne sɛ wonya saa ɛyɛ layer feed bi food supplement a yɛka ho asɛmi a wode man kokɔ na wode freduane de man kokɔ na nyɛtie nie ansa tama kokɔ ne tu nkosua no wɔm tu nkosua ne wi a wɔm kɔ abu na wɔm asa to bio ya echa ansa na odi ro masa to bio yan yade na yade aba no so onya sa ye food supplement bi na de fra enuane no e de man kokɔ no a
ebo mo to ntentem space no e very short eti ubeyi nkosua na anu uyi nkosua sika potwo bu a nkokɔ no to a e be cha ansa na masa to basa na wo boka adwuma wo ye no so mfa so enti na wo ye adwuma no eti na no peba bi ate enka bia no for the kire mo fidi ko port and animal center na ya moa na nya sanwa no bi ma memra broilers no yes
broilers no eno no ye omnom ya kese kutukutu ye timi dia kodwa so akoton e ma remfi bronya bra ne pom epempem be de e bewe nkokɔ na de tia ne se opeso de nkokɔ kodwa so na ukoton a na unya sika potwo a ma nkokɔ no nya kese kokɔ bi wono mu a sabe se de ombadwa so nya ton ma wankasa hu a enya kɔno sa wokoto etikuani a wo ye nkokɔ mpacho upesa nkokɔ ne akese pa omuna igina ho ati say yes akokɔ sere na igina ho yi kutukutu brada baji ya broilers feed ni bi food supplement no fa fra nuane no man kokɔ no ala menam ka kire wo enkokɔ no be ya kɛseɛ pa ma de kodwa man so a ne tɔ no enso tɔ
we chi de be ba
I tell you kwam obia ni boso a na kokɔ no ho ya na konro akodo a no nya kɔ no ukura enkansa kɔ na kɔtɔ na wo so yɛn sɛ wo kɔtɔ mo anya mfa so ɛno ti na me kanfo fidiko portrait and mafi center e de ama wo no okɔ na beto ba na beto ye nneɛma bia ye food supplement bi na de fra e bɛboa wo yie pa enya no nko ye wo ne ye de fra nuane ma sabe empreku pig obi ye empreku oboka obi timi ka se wa wo bebre se sabe empreku no omani ato amongo na ne nam so amana ba ne sa ne conditions bebre anutina fidiko portrait and mafi center ye to nsafro se ye nuane no ye food supplement no bebre ne ye de aba brabe jibi na fa ko fra enuane na ode ma mpreko no won be wa ma akase agora akase afedi eye ma wododo ayokra unya ba bi fo mu wo benya mfa so bebre ti ba bia wotia bi fi bia sa wo bronga hafo sa wo Ashanti region o western region ba bia wo hwe mi bia eastern region obi a oye mo bia wo panuane mesra mo pa mama mfani hwe ba bia eye Fidiko Poultry and Animal Feed Center momra ye nkyai mo amoye tilapia emfaso wo so pa na wo msa wo ye no anya ni abeboka anuti bra na beto ye food supplement bi na frafra nuane no na fa kogu nsuo nim emwa ne ba bedi adwa na yekutukutu da ombe wo bebre wombe tunkosua wo bebre e de amawo eno achi catfish eno so saa enti bi bia fa nuane nura ana ye de ma food supplement ye de fra nuane e de ma mo aye wo mo de untimi sa kokroboti ho mopo untimi sign Fidiko Poultry and Animal Feed Center yachi enko babia everything na no pay metro nsa de afra no je ya ho matro for
na best to dwa biem
yes 0244 260 190 afeji we count 0242 769 698 and 0303 95 85 Fidiko Poultry and Animal Feed Center bia person ba na ubetu ye niam ni bi mesi bebre wo ho enie ye wo dodowa oyibi kwan no so ehwa enkran dodowa oyibi kwan so ase de wo de bobe po na wo kwa eburi ho no unru ho dodowa oyibi kwan so a tobut wana na wa branche o frɛ ya homa trufo ya de wo pa bia e bia na wachiri wo pa bi wo bu sase na mede na mensa ka mitimi mankran frɛ homa trufo no wo de frɛ ye be make niam so easy and simple ama wo to a ye betimi an hyehyɛ ya e be ba be ka wonsa na de amamua no sunyane adantia moye nkokɔ pa oduma se kwatrifo se mu hwɛ me na mutie me na no pɛ ya mesra mo eye fidi ko portrait animal feed center yakɔfa nnuane no bi food supplement kama e de aba na de fra nnuane de ma enkokɔ say ye layers say ye broilers say ye pig preko say ye catfish and tilapia we say ebe wa woni ho de na wanya mfaso bebre Kwame ena no pɛ komoda fidiko ye wode magana for no eti obi amra
thank you I will never do Kobe baby Chimoyoda faster than be my Kanisa for an open one more daroma, one more boy a year pa Kanisa Ventures. One more the Kanisa Heba Miss Chana President and okay, idea be a pain, a yaw, a two nipedia so but your Kanisa no be none no, ye beboa ye papa. Oko a year Chachimana, one more ever Kanisa Heba shop ever contain taxi rank and okay call na Kojino be and watching baseline pharmacy shops in now being a be 0247 887436 and 0202 990943 na woni kanisa eni enkomo apen but your one bejo so na wo how ene wo yare ni nyina no ase ebetu kanisa yare esu but I'm father Roma charo pay prostate bia etete be ma 40 years and above how wadwen bia here say obeko eye obatampa prostate center for asweli the show katita but your co na wo munyin free home prostate no e besan so enya ahoden bi and pay for one more on 0553 800678 0553 800678 na woni obatampa prostate center for ninko chobe ho mo ewo fifi prat last stop kaswa nyenya no main road no eso and pay speak to them wo mo bejo so if I was in an aroma any team ebe show ama prostate how be about what me etu ase na etimi edefa hodie ede abro me did Kwame Appiah Kubi and this is why we draw the curtain down. Let's check out
other radio stations listen